Hi, it's Rachel and Ona, and today he and I are going to practice the leash walking a bit more. Now remember the things that I showed you in the last video, the back method and reverse method. I'm going to do some different stuff with him here today to see if that works any better for you too. Sorry, let me just fix the camera, that should help. I'm using a different leash on him. So last time I had his regular leash on him with his harness. Today I have a little bit different leash. So I borrowed this one, and this is something I really suggest. If you're not going to be doing the back and reverse methods that I showed you last time, if those aren't working, I suggest one of these leashes. So this is called a slip leash. And as you can see, it tightens and loosens easily, and it provides some better correction for him. And also, I know a lot of times people put their dogs in harnesses because they don't want them to slip out of their collar. This would prevent it from slipping out of his collar, and it has this adjustable piece here that keeps it from loosening up too much, so it can't just hang on him to where it would be big enough to slip off of him. So that's what I'm using differently today, and what I'm going to be showing you today probably won't work very well with the harness. Now, I was talking with Jason, who is our boot camp trainer, and he has many years of training experience, and he told me that harnesses usually make a dog pull more, and why that is because when they're being pulled from the back, if the harness is coming out here, it's kind of natural for them to lean forward and kind of get into a power stance and plow forward. Also, by having the harness around their whole body, they have more strength and they're moving forward with more power, and so they can physically pull harder in a harness than they can on a collar. Now, a lot of times it's easier to teach them to walk with a harness because they aren't used to being controlled by their head. But with enough practice, he should be fine learning to walk just with a regular collar like this. And we have this slip lead that will tighten up and give him more correction if he starts doing something wrong. Now, I've practiced this with Ona a little bit, and if he feels a lot of times when he doesn't want to respond, he'll kind of put on the brakes, and so I'll have to pull him forward, and he doesn't really like that. He might make some sounds, might bark a little bit, and I just want to let you know that that's normal, and this is not hurting Ona. It's really common for puppies to do that because they're just starting out in the world, and so any new sensation is kind of confusing to them, and usually they bark or yip in confusion. So if Ona does that, I just want to let you know why, and I can assure you that this is not hurting him. So we're going to practice with the loose leash walking, and I've noticed he also kind of lags back a bit. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to give him tugs on this in order to correct him. I'm going to tell him no, and if he starts like pulling too much, how we're going to address that is I'm either going to switch directions, so I'm going to make a right hand about turn, so I'm just going to go like this and go off like that, or I'm going to make a left turn and turn into him. So for the left turns, you get your leg in front of his head so that you're invading his space, like that. And that way you can kind of get in front of him and cut him off, and it gets his attention a lot more. So those are the things we're going to be doing differently today than we did in the last video. So I'm going to just start out on that and see how he does. Okay. Good boy. Good boy. Good job. Okay, he's doing really great. boy, he did really great there. He's responding super well to this leash, so I definitely recommend getting one of these slip leads for walking him. He does good if he gets a little bit too far ahead of me. There, I was just saying no and giving him a slight tug on the leash, just like this. You can see it's not a whole lot of pressure, but it is something he can feel, so that's the correction for him. I tell him no, and when I give him the little tug, he kind of doesn't know what to do about it, so that's where he slows down a bit and he starts lagging. So from there, I just give him some encouragement, saying, oh no, come on, come here, something like that, something exciting. He responds well to the kissing noises, and then he picks back up and he walks a lot better. As you can see, he was doing great. He wasn't doing a lot of pulling at all, which is really good. So we're just going to keep walking like that, and I'll keep offering those kinds of corrections. Good boy. Good boy. Good job, Ona. Good boy. Good boy, Ona. Good boy. Good boy. Come on. Good boy. Good boy, Ona. Yeah. Good job. Okay, that was really fantastic there. You could see if he was lagging a bit, I would just give him a little tug up and give him some encouragement. And what I really like about this is he already automatically sits when I stop, which is what you really want any dog to get in the habit of doing. That makes it easy since he's sitting quietly here. I don't have to worry about him pulling me in other directions, like, you know, if you see someone on the street that you know and you have a quick conversation, you can relax without being pulled all over. When you go to the vet's office for his annual checkup or something like that, you can check in at the desk without him pulling you around. And when you get to like a crosswalk, he can sit safely. No, Ona, sit. Ona, sit. Good boy. He can sit safely by your side instead of accidentally getting into the street or something like that. So that's really good. If he doesn't sit when you stop, you want to give him a little more tug with the leash and tell him to sit, and then he gets his praise for the good walk and the good sit once he's already sitting. But as you can see, he's responding really great, which is always what we want to see. So I'm just going to keep walking him around. He's doing an absolutely fantastic job. I can tell it with a little bit of practice I did with him before we started filming. He got used to this leash, and now that he's used to it, he's doing really great on it. Come on, Ona. Good boy. No. Good boy. Good boy, Ona. Good boy. Good boy, Ona. Okay. Okay, so there he struggled a little bit when he saw Nicole moving around and going back into the daycare area. He was distracted by that, and so that's when he started pulling off a little bit. So you can see, you know, the kind of fuss that he puts up. Now when he's doing that, I was just giving him slight tugs and telling him no, 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 until he was doing what I wanted him to do. And you can see I was kind of picking up my speed, making turns, and giving slight tugs on the leash to correct him and distract him. So I hope this helps. This was Rachel and Ona, and we are working on leash walking.